In 1994, on the outskirts of Cleveland, USA, Sabrina Zunich was born. Her parents were not happy about her birth, as their lives were filled with problems: criminal records, alcoholism, and drugs. The birth of their daughter hindered the carefree lifestyle of her parents. They preferred to mind their own business rather than pay attention to the child. Sometimes the mother even used alcohol to sedate the daughter. At the age of 4, Sabrina's parents were arrested again for a crime, and the little girl was taken in by her grandmother, who was also not kind to her. At that time, no one could have predicted the cruelty that would befall this child. As a teenager, Sabrina Zunich attended a regular middle school in Wycliffe, where she quickly gained a reputation as a troublemaker. She often skipped classes, fought with boys, and had no friends. Many sensed that she would soon follow in her parents' footsteps and behave like them. And it did happen. At the age of 12, the girl stole money saved by her grandmother, and the grandmother immediately refused to care for her granddaughter. This led to Zunich being placed in foster care, but she could not stay there. This cycle repeated over and over, as the girl's rebellious nature could not be tamed by any foster parents. Over 2 years, Sabrina moved from one family to another until the Knopfel family took her in 2011. Lisa Knopfel was a social worker who managed an orphanage. When she heard of Sabrina's difficult situation, she decided to personally help her. Lisa convinced her husband Kevin to take the teenager into their family, confident that love and care would help Sabrina start fresh. Sabrina, at 17, realized that the Knopfel family was different from the others. Her stepsisters, 13-year-old Megan and 2-year-old Haley, welcomed her with joy and love, and the girl felt at home here. The new family brought her happiness and peace. She became calmer and happier. After moving in with the Knopfel family, Sabrina's grades improved. She no longer wanted to leave the family, instead finding comfort and joy in her new loved ones. Lisa and I were close, but I trusted Kevin more. We could share secrets with him. He was always there to help. Kevin was a friend and a father to me. He never judged me. I always felt his support and understanding, Sabrina later reminisced. However, another family member could not understand how close the relationship between the daughter and father was. He noticed that they interacted more as friends than relatives, and their jokes were too revealing. He dismissed it, but later regretted it. The family seemed happy and united. They spent time outdoors, went to the movies, and had meals together. When Sabrina turned 18, she could have started her own life, but she chose to stay with the family. Their happy family life was shattered on November 16, 2012. The father went to work the night shift, leaving Lisa at home with the girls. Suddenly, at midnight, Sabrina appeared with a knife in hand in the room of her foster mother. Megan, the older daughter, heard the screams and tried to pull her sister away from Lisa, but Zunich was uncontrollable. Megan called the police and begged them to come. The police arrived exactly 15 minutes later, but by the time they got there, it was already too late to save Lisa. The foster daughter had inflicted 178 stab wounds on her, and she died on the spot. 3-year-old Haley was found in the closet. She also went to her mother that night, but miraculously managed to slip out of bed and hide. Sabrina's face, body, and clothing, which were found in the adjacent room, spoke for themselves. She was arrested and charged with murder with aggravating circumstances. When questioned, she didn't answer and continued to assert, "I wasn't mentally there." In the morning, when Kevin returned home, the police told him about what had happened. He behaved strangely, showing indifference to his wife's murder. Lisa's friend Erica Gator was surprised by Kevin's reaction and wondered, "How is this possible?" Even more strange was what Kevin did right after the police left. He contacted an insurance company and received a large sum of money from his wife's life insurance. Immediately after that, he bought a house in Florida, several cars, and started training to become a pilot, something he couldn't afford before. Meanwhile, Sabrina continued to sit behind bars. The police had captured the killer, but couldn't understand her motives. The relationship between the foster daughter and father seemed increasingly suspicious. Sabrina remained silent, but was troubled by questions about Kevin. Investigators told her he had moved to Florida. This information angered Sabrina, and she decided to confess to the murder of her foster mother. The girl told the investigation that she had an unusual relationship with Kevin, which began in 2012. They spent time in motels and cars enjoying passion. Kevin even expressed a desire to divorce Lisa, but was concerned about dividing their property. He suggested to Sabrina that they get rid of Lisa from their lives so they could start a new happy existence, thanks to the substantial life insurance policy for Lisa. Sabrina said that Kevin found his life with Lisa unbearable and was considering ending their relationship. He devised a plan to start a new life and assured Sabrina that he would wait and visit her, even if she was sentenced to 25 years. The girl said that the foster father taught her murder strategies and helped her choose the weapon. Investigators said the strikes were so strong that the knife was bent. It was supposed to look like a burglary. He told me to pretend to be insane if caught, but I couldn't do it, the killer said. On August 9, 2013, 43-year-old Kevin Knopfel was arrested and charged with conspiracy to commit murder. Sabrina testified against her foster father in the spring of 2014, but his defense insisted that she was lying and there was no connection between them. Lawyer Gary Vick argued that there was no evidence that Kevin and Sabrina had a relationship. No DNA, no videos. The only argument was the girl's story, nothing more. Realizing that his denials were unconvincing, Kevin decided to change his defense strategy. Now he claimed that his foster daughter killed his wife out of jealousy. However, changing his testimony only worsened his position. The deceased Lisa's best friend confirmed Sabrina's words. In court, she revealed that a week before the tragedy, the foster girl began behaving provocatively, as if she were Kevin's wife. She was rude to Lisa and gave her orders. The audio recordings of their conversations became key evidence against Kevin. On June 11, 2014, Knopfel was found guilty on all charges, and a month later he was sentenced to life in prison. He can only be eligible for parole in 2043, when he turned 73. Sabrina, unlike her accomplice, admitted her guilt, but this did not help her get a lighter sentence. The girl was also sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 2042, when she will be nearly 50. Before the sentence was announced, Sabrina expressed regret for causing pain to others. She especially regretted what happened to Lisa and expressed deep remorse for her actions, talking about the guilt she felt. In the end, she begged for forgiveness.